everyone, and thanks for tuning in to BEaTS Research Radio, a podcast and YouTube channel that aims to disseminate science and research to the community. My name is Nicole Chu, an undergraduate student at the University of Ottawa. Joining us today is Ms. Sarah Groom. Ms. Sarah Groom is a life sciences recruitment professional. Sarah holds bachelor's and master's degrees in medicinal chemistry from the University of Ottawa. She has been leading the Pharmaceutical and Life Science Recruitment Division at Groom, a leading Canadian recruitment firm, since 2016. She has worked with some of the best-known business leaders across Canada. Her core clients include pharmaceutical, clinical, biotechnology, government, and nonprofit organizations. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ms. Groom.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so honored to have your presence on our channel. So to begin our conversation, can you provide a little bit more information about Groom and its goals as a recruitment agency?
Yeah, definitely. So we are a national recruitment firm that is actually specialized in STEM industries. So we have four key departments. So obviously life sciences and pharmaceutical, which is my department. We have engineering, IT and AI, and finance and operations. The company was founded in the early 90s. We're definitely a niche, specialized technical recruitment firm, more so than volume. Our culture is really focused around partnership. So we partner with our clients, we partner with our candidates, which would be the potential employees that we represent. We have other compliance partners and government partners as well. So most of our business is repeat business. We really provide a tailored approach to recruitment. For some of our clients, they already have a pretty well established HR team. So we're really just supporting the recruitment process. For others, they don't have any HR at all. So we'll really take on more of an involved role. And it's both. I mean, people think recruitment is really only focused around, finding individuals for jobs, but there's a lot of other pieces to it that are a bit more consultative. We do a lot of market analysis, competitive analysis, salary benchmarking. And that brings an added value and kind of sets us apart from other recruitment firms.
I see. Thank you so much for the brief introduction to Groom. So delving more about your role in Groom, what are some of the, day-to-day tasks or duties that you carry out as a recruitment professional?
Yeah, so I think obviously there's the recruitment piece, which is interviewing potential candidates, finding those individuals. So I would say a good 40% of my day would be spent interviewing, reviewing CVs, reaching out to people, but there's still a whole other section that is, aside from the recruitment, which is research into the companies that we're representing, research into the roles, research into market trends. And then there's the other portion that is more documentation heavy. I do a lot of business development as well, which is going out and finding potential clients, attending different conferences. So it really no day is the same, which is probably the thing that I like the most. There's a good proportion of active recruitment, business development, and putting the company out there, and research as well.
Thank you so much for sharing. That sounds like a really eventful day today. So I would like to ask, what motivated you to choose a career in recruitment?
Yes. So, I mean, there's no hiding Groom Associates, Sarah Groom. So it is a family-owned business. Much like, if your family owns a restaurant, you kind of work there your whole life. So that was kind of the same case with me. I kind of grew up in recruitment from a young age. My mother founded the company in the early 90s. And I always knew I wanted to go into the sciences. I really didn't think that I would be continuing in recruitment or in HR. So I did my master's in chemistry. I thought that, research was the right thing for me. I worked in R&D related to vaccines. I worked in regulatory affairs. I really tried, but I just found that I was very far away from the things that I really enjoy, which is people, which is feeling a direct sense of purpose in what I'm doing. And so the position came up at the same time at Groom Associates. There was a need for someone to really help expand the business. And I tried my hand at it, and here I am 10 years later, really enjoying what I do. And I think bringing some extra value to the company and to the role with the background that I have in sciences.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. That's really cool how your family business is continuing to flourish, like even after so many years, and how
Yeah.
you were able to combine your passion for science and helping others in your role as a recruitment officer.
Thanks. And it's fun to be, we're very proud to be a women business enterprise. We are, women in STEM, so it's really fun to also, represent that piece.
No, that's super inspiring to see. I guess, like, as a recruitment officer yourself, you have sort of like both perspectives, coming from the client side as well as people who are looking for jobs. Could you provide some guidance for individuals interested in pursuing, I guess, careers in science or the pharmaceutical industry? Any words of advice or wisdom that you would tell them?
Yeah, I think I would say kind of a more general piece of advice that I always have is that the job search itself needs to be seen as a really active task that you're participating in. It's almost like another job. You really have to take it seriously, do your research, really put in the work to tailor your CV to what the position is looking for, really get specific, get to know the companies that you're interviewing with. You have to be actively working at finding a position. Throwing a generic CV out there is going to get you, kind of basic generic results as well. So I think you get out what you put in, and don't be afraid to consider other resources, other help. Whether it's career counseling, whether it's working with a recruitment firm, whether it's reading stuff online about how to create a CV. You really want to be active in your approach. And I think specifically related to the sciences and the pharmaceutical industry, you really want to also consider additional training that you can do specific to the type of role that you want. I think that, coming out of specifically, let's say, a PhD or a postdoc, you have amazing experience in research and a really in-depth knowledge of what you studied, but it always sets you apart if you go and take some sort of complementary certification. If you want to work in manufacturing, like in R&D, you can take a GMP course. If you want to work in clinical research, you can get a certification. You can get certification in regulatory affairs. You could really take a training, get certified, and you're going to be able to set yourself apart and learn a bit more about the industry at the same time.
I see. Thank you so much for sharing those pointers. And if we wanted or anyone was interested in our audience to get in touch with Groom, should they go to, I guess, like, find more information?
Yeah, so one of the other pieces of advice I would have is put yourself out there, get online, make sure people can come to you. The easiest way to find a job is to have it come to you. So I'm very active on LinkedIn. If anybody wants to connect with me, reach out for advice, for anything. I'm always very open to providing any insights that I can.
Thank you so much, Miss Sarah Groom. We really appreciate your words of wisdom on our channel today.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure, and thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone and all our BEaTS radio listeners. On behalf of our entire radio team and our radio director, Dr. Emilio Alarcon, we thank everyone for tuning in, and we hope to see everyone all next week. Thank you.